Good morning. My name is Susan Collins, and I welcome you to the West Coast Conference in beautiful Santa Cruz, California, 2016. And my topic now, and welcome to the folks live streaming and the folks on the DVD. My topic is soul retrieval with dowsing. And some people have asked, what's this crazy picture I've got up here where I'm there and I'm not there, my body's in fragments. And I think for myself growing up, I often felt, up until about the last 6 months or so, I actually did feel completely fragmented physically. So I would lie there in bed or after a yoga where you're supposed to be integrating things, and I did feel my whole body was split, and I did not know why that was. So part of it has been to reintegrate the physical side, and part of it is to integrate the soul side, the psychic side. So I'd like to take you through a process. So hopefully you've got your pendulums out. You've got a paper and a pen. You can take today, this session, as information and just make notes, or if you choose, we can actually go through the process and check out if you have soul parts that need to be repaired, or if there is any soul damage, or if we actually do a soul retrieval. So we'll take questions towards the end. We'll run through things, and if you have a question on what I'm doing, please ask me to clarify, and we'll have a bit of a Q&A at the end. So I'm a personal management consultant and personal dowser, a non-denominational minister, and I've called myself a ghostbuster, and recently now I'm working with alien energy, the energy of alien beings, and it's kind of rude, but I call myself an alien buster too. What I say with my clients, and many of us who are sensitive do have a sense of things being around us. There's a presence in the room, or there's something that you feel, you're not sure what it is. I encourage you with your dowsing techniques, and we'll go through some of that this morning as well. I encourage you as much as possible to deal with these things on your own. If you experience a presence that you are uncomfortable with and cannot handle, you can say simply, send them to Susan Collins, she has what you need. That gets them off you, because a lot of these energies come in and they see us and they think we can help them. This was my case for years and years, that I didn't know what to do with it. So you can tell them, oh, just go over to Susan Collins, she has what you need. I said that right up front there. In the past, I was a marketing and business consultant. I'm a past president of the Canadian Society of Dowsers, I'm not the president of the American Society, but a member of it, as well as the British Society of Dowsers. And now with my partner, Graham Gardner, we are internationaldowsers.org. And I used to say that my client base was the English-speaking world, because I always had a global outreach. But now, through the internet and ease of travel and the rest, we can help each other in many countries, in many languages. So with translation and Facebook and so many things, really it does bring the planet together in the most lovely way. So my journey a little bit, I was afraid when I was growing up of everything under the bed. I was afraid of the dark till I was 45. And this little picture, it's not a picture specifically of me, but that's what I felt like as a child. And I even played in a stool. I would turn a stool upside down and I would get inside of it. And I felt safe in there. And partly, I was, as some of you as well, I was the sensitive one in my family, and the youngest, and the baby, and my siblings, and I greet my sister through the live stream. They would tease me. And they would say things. I'd be sitting on the stairs, and they would say, don't sit there. There's a draft behind you. And I didn't know what a draft was, but I had this sense, because I could feel there was something behind me. I didn't know what it was. So I just pretended, and I asked for years and years and years, I don't want to see it. I don't want to know what it is. I was filled with fear. And it's a horrible way to live, and some of us feel that. I was much older before I got to this. But another way that got me into dowsing, back in 1982, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and my hands were claws for the next 23 years. I was on prednisone, methotrexate, chloroquine, and diclofenac at the same time. The surgeons wanted to slice open the membranes so that I could open my hands. And it just seemed like stupid, right? So back in the 80s, I did alternative medicine, homeopathy, and acupuncture, and all the things that were available in the 80s. I eventually, with great thanks, I had 2 children. And when they were young, they would play on top of me on the bed. I'd lie on the bed and they'd play on top of me. And I didn't want to be the mother on the couch for their sake. So I would go to the library, reading books. And I finally found a book, Dowsing in Your Health. I found out then about the earth energy lines, that if you were sleeping in a certain place on the earth, that can make you sick. So I read the book. I went and cut a branch from a tree in the backyard, and I walked across, and the branch moved when it hit my septic bed. And that was my aha moment. I don't know what this is, but it's something. So I started paying attention to the earth energies, and I found my house. Well, I had always collected crystals, and on the porch where I used to nap sometimes when the kids were napping, the longer I lay on that bed, the worse I felt. And then I discovered through dowsing that these gorgeous crystals that I had placed randomly around the edge of the room were actually amplifying non-beneficial earth energies and making me sicker. So I also had food sensitivities. I was, I don't use the word allergic because nothing showed up on all those pinpricks, nothing showed up. But it turned out I was sensitive to salicylate, which is an inert substance, as well as gluten. So my whole immune system shut down, and I was a mess. So ultimately, we all have to take responsibility for what happens to us. I found dowsing. It took me about 5 years. I got off all my drugs. I have no lasting physical issues. I don't take any vitamins or supplements. I drink tap water. My entire self-care program, I face north. I give myself a thymus thump. I ask all my body systems to be in resonance with the beneficial energies of the planet. Boom. So with dowsing, it's given me a way to self-heal, to self-detect, to self-transform. I love it because it's extremely expensive to go to these specialists and you tell your story and then they give you some textbook kind of thing, well, this is a good thing for you to do. But it may not suit you, or it may. So dowsing absolutely changed my life, and I sometimes say I'm the poster child for this stuff works. So I'm here to talk about soul retrieval, not about me, but that's where I come to this from.